Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Paulina. Paulina ain't shit. Okay, I'm just gonna be flat out honest. Paulina ain't shit. Let me tell you the reason why I sit there and say that. Because she had the audacity to sit there and fire Melinda, not based off of her job performance, but based off of her feelings. Because she doesn't like her, because of the stuff that she was, because she was following the law and, went after her and Abe and stuff like that and Chanel. So because of that, the first thing she's really doing in office is sit there and fire people because she doesn't like them. I'm literally sitting there was like, that is literally the dumbest shit. Normally I don't curse, but like I'm just like, are you kidding me? So she sat there and fired her, right? At first, she came in and she was gonna fire her, but then Melinda was like, listen, I can sit there and get you dirt on Shen. And she was like, oh, okay, fine, whatever, do what you gotta do, otherwise you're fired. So, and don't get me wrong, Melinda ain't shit either. Because she sat there and she called up, um, Shannon Lee or whatever to get down there and was trying to, sweet talk him and everything like that, being super aggressive. And Lee just shut that down. Lee was like, yo, listen, I got the recording of you doing all this. And you showed it to her, and she sat there and she was like, you, you played me. Are you kidding me? Did you really just sit there and say that? And so Shannon was like, listen, you didn't care about me and I didn't care about you. Now, I don't think he actually meant that. I don't think that she actually meant that. But the problem is she was willing to sit there and practically throw him under the bus to save her own ass. So in reality, I don't feel bad for her, but I feel like that's such a very shitty move, to be honest. I really do, that Paulina did it. And I sit there and I look at Melinda, I was like, bro, you made your life about your job. You made your whole life based around your job. I'm not saying your job isn't important, but the fact of the matter is, she literally was making everything about her job. And this is what happens when you make every single aspect of your life, you tie all that to your profession, and you don't have that profession anymore. And it makes you feel like garbage. And she did that to herself. On top of that, like I said, she was there screwing over him. So, um, I really don't give a damn. Now, Sloan came over to ask her for a favor. Well, not to even ask her for a favor, to sit there and hire her to be a family, um, help her try to adopt a baby. And I'm just like, what? Now, Eric said that he couldn't get Belle to do it because, she was going through personal issues or whatever. I'm just like, so is she not going to be a lawyer anymore? Like, I don't understand. I know that the actress is leaving. And Days generally do have a reputation for not really doing a lot of recasting. As far as the stuff that I've seen, they rarely will sit there and do a recast. So I don't think they're going to um, do a recast no, on her. EJ was sitting there talking. Oh yeah, before I even get to that, Eric came in with a bunch of his stuff because he was ready to move in. Um, Sloan's talking about adopting the baby, getting married, stuff like that. They got that whole thing going on. Sloan leaves to sit there and check on Belinda because let's be honest, that's literally her only friend. Not even just her only female friend, just her only friend in general. Um, about, oh, it's very hard to sit there and come by with friends, female friends. I was like, no, it's just the personality and the vibe that you give off. You got that going on, right? Um, Eric is sitting there looking at a picture of Nicole. I'm just like, I always sit there and I look at it. I feel bad for the women that sit there and get involved with Eric because I'm like, first of all, he doesn't have a job. Second of all, he's still hung up on his ex. And then, the whole, oh, I'm sorry, and, people always sit there and say the heart wants what it wants, but I feel like that's a BS excuse to just validate what people are doing like it's just okay. And then you go around, they doing it, and they have they don't really give an F about other people's hearts. That's just the bottom line. And that's the reason why I do not like Eric and I do not like Nicole. Because they both still seem to get hung up on each other and they go around, they date these other people, they get them involved in their lives, and then they practically are toying around with their heart the entire time, and then it's just, oops, I'm sorry, I didn't know. It's just ugh, I really can't stand those two. I was like, can't they just be together so they can put everyone else out of their misery? Um Kate was there. Kate and Marlena, they were talking about Eric moving out. Um, thank goodness they were not attached to that child because that didn't last too long. Marlena came there to Eric's new place and was like, "Listen, I know that you moved in with Sloan, but if you're happy, I'm happy." Or she's just gonna sit there and fake it until she makes it. Because let's be honest, she's not really happy about Sloan, which is really funny because I'm like, "Boo, you're giving Sloan so much grief," but I'm like, have you seen the stuff that Nicole has done to her and practically almost every other man since the dawn of time and stuff like that? But yet she gives so much more of a harder time than Nicole. You know, I'm like, what do you do? You want him to sit there and go back to Nicole? Really, Nicole? That's okay. Anyway, EJ and Nicole. You know, EJ's need to talk about how he has to find a new IT person since he fired Wendy, which was hilarious. I watched that about like 5 times. I may sit there and watch it another 5 more times a day. Um, yeah, he talks about he fired her because she was snooping around and everything, and trying to get the goods on him as far as Susan. I mean, as far as hiring a hit woman on Ava. But he also talks about how Wendy said that Susan's alive. And Nicole's like, "Isn't that possible?" But maybe he doesn't want to allow the opportunity. Maybe he doesn't want to think about the possibility. Just if he's wrong that Susan is alive, then he's going to be hurt over again. So he's all like, "No, it's fine. She's not alive. She's gone and stuff like that." And pretty much he's like, "Well, if she's alive, then she'll sit there and give me a sign." Power cuts off at this point, and Eric and EJ's like, "Nope, that could be anything, be any single thing at all." Power does cut back on. Nicole's like, "You asked for a sign. This is a sign." Now he calls the power company and they said that somebody ran into a power grid or whatever, a pole, and that's what knocked it down. I'm like, okay, AJ, fine. Out of all the things you've seen Susan do, but you don't think that that's a sign. Okay, bro. Meanwhile, you got Ava and Harris that went to go check on this Edmund guy. And they get to talking or whatever. They talk about the fact that Susan's alive, that she's sending messages that led us there. Um, they're talking for a little bit. And then Edmund says this off-color comment as far as, "Oh, yeah, she doesn't need to sit there and show me a sign because she's chained down in my basement." And you just sat there and just looked at him like, "I'm sorry, what?" I was like, "Bro, are you in an edgy comedy or something like that? Like what? Did you just sit there and say that you have a woman that's chained down in your basement?" But then they've been drinking tea, right? He's like, "Yeah," and that's why he said it's so comfortable because he knew that the effects of the tea was going to start to take full effect. He probably sat there and watched it. You can tell when somebody starts to get kind of drowsy and you start to get kind of out of it. You can sit there and look. So when he said that, he already knew that they were going to be out. I mean, hell, there was no way he was going to sit there and say that before he made sure that Harris was not under the effects. Um, as big as he is, takes him downstairs to the basement, and then you sit there and see Susan literally chained up, and Susan's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you guys sit there and chain these people up with it?" Like, well, what would you do to them? You know? Um, I feel like that's pretty much about it. Let me just type my notes real quick. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else that wound up happening, but if I forgot anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, YNR, GH, Days of Our Lives, and Bold and the Beautiful. And if you're not a member, definitely become a member. We talk, I have exclusive live streams that I do only for members. I, exclusive live streams I only do for members. Member videos that, just my thoughts on certain characters and stuff like that. I do little breakdowns or whatever. Certain videos that I do that I just talk more about myself, things that I don't normally share in my regular videos, and of course monthly member shoutouts that I do once a month, every month, sit there and thank everyone for just, supporting the channel. Also, I definitely love to sit there and do more of these type of videos. They don't do as well as my Bold and the Beautiful. Since the Bold and the Beautiful is a lot shorter, it's a little bit easier to do. I generally usually wind up doing those. I mean, I do like the show, but Derek, definitely sharing this video will help. It definitely will. And I want to sit there and thank everyone for just sharing the videos in general. Definitely share this video. Definitely share this video because it does actually really help. And it does grow the channel and stuff like that. And yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.